ready to see a ton of books. Hello everyone, today I am here to bring you my April book haul. So April is officially over. As always, I have a ton of books to show you. Again, I have not purchased any this month. If you want to know why I haven't purchased, I talked about it briefly last month. I'm selling and buying a new home, and with that means absolutely no extra money or any money at all. So yeah, I wish I could buy books, but I literally can't right now. Hopefully I'll be buying books in the future. Even still, probably not, because new house means newer mortgages and more expensive things with bills and stuff, so books are kind of on the back burner when it comes to buying. So I hope you understand that. Yes, all of these books were sent to me free, either by publishers or book boxes. As always, I'm extremely grateful and very fortunate and very privileged in that regard. I will never take that for granted 1 second. So I just want to put that out there. None purchased this month again. It probably won't be that way for a few months. Hope that's okay with you. Let's get into it. So the first set of books I'm going to show you from publishers. This one is from Disney Hyperion. It is The Devouring Grape by Kristen Lynn Herman. This book has been talked about here a lot on BookTube because it's being compared to Riverdale and Vampire Diaries and Stranger Things, all things I really enjoy. I say that every time, but I have yet to watch like a full episode of Vampire Diaries. Should I? Let me know. Like, I would love to know if you think I would like that. But basically, this is about like this town, this really old town, which like a lot of CW shows are like Riverdale, Vampire Diaries, and I think people go missing and in the woods, and this monster or something of that eats them or something, and we have a new girl arrive in this town, and her ancestors kind of founded the town, and she meets new friends whose ancestors have also founded the town, so they decide to like be friends and like, let's go searching for this mystery monster thing, and that's what this whole book is about vaguely. I don't know. I've also heard it compared to The Wicked Deep, so I'm reading it next month. I'm very excited. I'm buddy reading this with a couple people, and yeah, I'm hoping to love this. But except from not books, I have Aurora Rising by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, the people that wrote The Illuminae Files, which is one of my favorite sci-fi trilogies of all time. This is their new series, I think. I'm not quite sure. I don't know much about this book other than the fact that the year is 2380, and we have graduating cadets of Aurora Academy. They're being assigned, and we follow a character named Tyler Jones who's ready to recruit the squad of his dreams, but he doesn't get the best squad, and one of his problems is a girl named Aurora, who is a girl he just rescued from an interdimensional space, trapped in cryo sleep for 2 centuries. She's out of time and out of debt. So I think basically they're like team up together, and she's obviously been asleep for so long and things like that happen. I haven't heard the best of things about this book from my friends, so I'm nervous about that. I'm also nervous because I will be comparing it for sure to The Illuminae Files, because they both wrote The Illuminae Files together, writing this book, and it's within the same genre sci-fi as Illuminae Files, so I feel like I can't not compare it to Illuminae Files. So I don't know. Again, I'm planning to read this next month, so you get a little sneak peek of my TBR, but I'm skeptical about this one as well, of probably all books lately. What's wrong with me? Next up, I have Sorcerous Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. She also wrote an Enchantment Ravens that came out last year. I tried reading Enchantment Ravens, could not get into it, so again, skeptical is the theme of this whole video apparently about this one, but I have heard really good things about this book, and it's much bigger than her last book. Enchantment Ravens was like 200 pages, I feel like, ridiculously short for a YA book and a YA fantasy book at that, so I feel like maybe this one has a little bit more depth and just warmness to it because it's bigger. All I know about this book is it's about sorcerers that are evil, and it's about a girl named Elizabeth who has known that all her life sorcerers are evil, but she works at a library, I think, and the library sabotage. Elizabeth is accused of treason and sent to face justice in the capital. There she finds an ally and sorcerer Nathaniel Thorne. Together with his mysterious demonic servant, they become entangled in a centuries-old conspiracy that could see the great libraries go up in flame and the world along with them. So this does sound intriguing to me, and I've heard good things about it, so I am gonna try it soon. It is very long, so she went from a 200-page book to like almost a 450-page book, so growth. Next up, I have a couple of books from Gallery Books, the first one being a finished copy of The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. They are a writing duo that write adult chick lit. This is about a character named Olive, whose twin sister is getting married, and with her sister getting married, she's paired with the best man a lot, and she hates the best man, honestly. And then when the whole wedding party like eats rehearsal dinner or something of that matter, they all get food poisoning, but all of the best man because they didn't eat. And so now Olive's sister can't even go on her own honeymoon because she's sick. So she's like, send, you know, my sister and the best man. They might as well go because they're the ones that can enjoy it. So they have to go on the honeymoon and pretend that they're in love, and Olive is finding it easier to pretend that she's in love with this guy that she like secretly hates, but maybe she doesn't. So a classic hate to love trope, sign me up. And the other book they sent me is The Key to Happily Ever After by Tiff Maricello. I feel like freaking cutesy covers are winning the year. I have been getting so many colorful, bright, cute covers that are just my aesthetic and who I am as a person. In case you want to know, like my aesthetic right now, it's totally these covers, like beachy, yellow, yellow, and then this blue with yellow. Me. So this one I don't know about much. This is about a charming romantic tale about three sisters who are struggling to keep their family wedding plan and business afloat while trying to write their own happily ever afters in the process. I am sold. I am a wedding photographer. I love the wedding business. The wedding planning, I'm freaking stoked. This one comes out, this one might be already out. I'm a horrible booktuber. Again, another cute cover. This is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This one does not come out all the way till September. This is about a rom-com that's like at a Renaissance fair, which is amazing. It's about a girl named Emily who relocates to a small town in Maryland and helps her sister, and she gets roped into helping volunteer at the local Renaissance fair, and then she meets a school teacher who's in charge of the volunteers, and he's annoying and things like that. This summer was only ever supposed to be a pit stop for Emily, but now she can't shake the fantasy of calling Willow Creek and Simon home. Ooh la la. I love rom-coms. Whether in movies and in books. We'll take them both, please. Next up, I have a couple books from Forever. Again, another cute cover. Yellow. I love yellow. I don't know yet if I'm gonna keep the yellow when I move. I would love to know. I would love to hear your opinion. Stop the video right now and comment, would you like to see the yellow again in my new venue in my new home, or would you like to see maybe a light gray? That's the color I'm leaning towards. I'm talking about the wall back here, if you didn't know. So would you like to keep this yellow or gray? Let me know. But either way, Meet Cute by Helena Hunting. I read a Helena Hunting book this month and enjoyed it. This one, I don't know much about it. I'm okay with it. I think it's about these people that have a meet cute, and basically that's all I know. That's all I need to know. Another one I got from Forever Publishing is The Friendzone by Abby Jamezin. This one comes out in July. And I don't know much about this one. It's about a girl that's planning her best friend's wedding. All the wedding books this year. I am here for this. And she meets the best man Josh and they fall in love. But she's hiding a big secret, facing a medically necessary procedure that will make her impossible for her to have children. The Friendzone will have you laughing one moment and grabbing your tissues for the next as it tackles the realities of infertility and loss with wit, heart, and a lot of sass. Oh my goodness. I did not know this book dealt with infertility and things like that. I am so excited to read this. I know it's going to be sad in regards to that, but as a person that has had a lot of struggles with infertilities, a lot of struggles with miscarriages, a lot of struggles with pregnancies, I think that needs to be talked about more. I feel like, especially with a lot of books, like a character gets pregnant and everything goes so smoothly, and I'm like, a lot of times that's not the reality for a lot of women, and I don't feel like that's represented enough in books especially. So I'm very excited to read this, and I'm also gonna definitely grab a tissue box for it. Dark Books always sends me the funnest books. So this month they sent me Much Ado About Mean Girls by Ian Dozier. So Ian Dozier has done this before with Star Wars. He's taken all the Star Wars and kind of redone them in Shakespearean ways. He's done the same thing with Mean Girls. I'm never gonna get rid of this book. I love Mean Girls. It's an iconic, I don't know what year it came out, just say 00 movie that I watch probably once a month. I love it that much. I can quote it. I mean, it's just an amazing movie. Hands down, Tina Fey. Oh my gosh. This is when, like, when Gretchen tells Katie about Regina. Oh, Katie, if thou only knewest how vile, how reprehensible, how knavish, and how horrible Regina truly is. Thou knowest I may not hoop earrings wear. 'Twas 2 full years ago, she did declare, hoop earrings as her purview only ye. The boundary circular of her domain, nevermore would I be sanctioned in wearing. When I, for Hanukkah, received a pair from my dear parents, white gold hoops they were, expensive in the buying, priceless in, yet 'twas my lot to act as though I could not stand the things. This is Like, I'm getting way too much enjoyment of this. Like, I'm gonna read this fully, probably, and love it. So, in case you love Mean Girls, this is the perfect book for you. Next up, I got a couple books from Simon. First up being Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali, who has also wrote Saint Misfits. I don't know much about this book. It's a YA contemporary book. It's about a girl named Zayed who gets suspended for confronting her Islamophobic teacher, and when he begins investigating her activist friends, Zayed heads to her aunt's house in Doha, Qatar. I'm sorry if I pronounced all that wrong. I probably did. Please forgive me. For an early start to spring break. Fueled by the guilt of getting her friends in trouble, she resolved to try out a new, nicer version of herself in a place where no one knows her. Then her path crosses with Adam. Since he got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in November, Adam stopped going to classes, intent on perfecting the making of things and keeping his diagnosis a secret. So I think both of them are playing roles for the others, keeping the real thoughts locked away in their journals. But when their paths cross, their connection might be enough to help each one of them live their truth. This sounds really amazing. I will definitely read this very soon. They also sent me Earth to Charlie by Justin Olson. I love this cover so freaking much. This is about a guy named Charlie Dickens who spends his nights searching for UFOs. He doesn't have much except for his mother's promise. The aliens that took her are coming back for him. But years have gone by and Charlie's still stuck in his small Montana home. Sounds interesting, aliens. I don't do really well with a lot of contemporary steeped in magical realism for some reason. I don't know if that's just me or not. Next up from Tor Teen, I have Rage by Cora Carmick. This is a sequel to Roar, which I read a couple years ago and enjoyed. It's a YA fantasy series about people that can control the weather and like do storms. It's about a character named Aurora who is a princess, and she's supposed to have this power to control storms, only she doesn't, and she's betrothed to this prince, and basically she sneaks out one night because she feels like the prince is gonna do her harm or something like that. It's been a long time, and she meets a band of misfits that are storm chasers and kind of do their own magic with storms, and she decides maybe I can learn from them, and that's what this whole book is about. I really enjoyed Roar. I rated it a 5 out of 5. I don't know if I would still think that now, but I will read this very soon. This one comes out in August, I believe, and yeah, I'm planning to read it. Hopefully I'll love it as much as Roar. Time will tell. From Tor Teen again, I forgot, is The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. I don't know anything about this book. Westworld meets The Handmaid's Tale, the stunning fantasy adventure from debut author. Okay, I did not know that. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Sounds interesting. I have not watched Westworld or Handmaid's Tale, so I'm horrible pretty much. Alright, and the last stack I got from BookBox. The first two are from Outcrate, the first one being Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan. This is their exclusive cover, so the original cover is white instead of black. I actually like this cover a lot more. It looks much more haunting and enchanting and all those things. And look at the freaking spine. Gothic Dreams. Here they are. I have already read this. I have done a solo review for it, so if you want to see that, I would like it here. Spoiler warning, I butchered the names completely in that review. I'm horrible at it. I'm still horrible at pronouncing their names. I've tried looking it up. So, oh my gosh, I forgot too about that. Look at the inside flat, or look at the end papers, and then that. It's beautiful. Basically, it's about two countries at war because they both hate each other's magic. We follow two characters from each of the countries. One character does magic by talking to gods. The other character from the other country does blood mage magic, where he has a spell book at his hip and he will cut into his arm and he will put the spell book in blood to activate the spell. So as always I say with this book, if you don't like cutting and blood, this is not the book for you, because it's a lot of that in here, so that's totally understandable if it's not for you. Just throwing it out there. I enjoyed it. I did think it's very dark and gothic-y. A lot of people compare this to Six of Crows. I would not, as far as plot-wise. Six of Crows is much more about a heist. This one is about more of a travel adventure with blood magic. I would say they're similar in the darkness about them, because they're both kind of dark books. So I enjoyed it and I would recommend it. The book I got from Outcrate is from Outcrate Jr., and that is The Strangers by Margaret Peterson Haddix. Beautiful end papers. This is about these kids that are the Greystone kids. They learn about these other kids that have gone missing, and the other kids have like the same name as them, the same birthday, like everything's the same. So they decided to go like on an adventure to figure out where these kids are, what happened to them. Somebody commented on my video when I unboxed it and said, wow, that sounds a lot like the movie Us by Jordan Peele. And I was like, oh wow, that does. That's scary for a middle grade novel. So I'm not planning to read this because I just don't read a ton of middle grade novels. I always hand my middle grade novels off to my nieces and nephews. So I'm going to give it to them, and I'm sure they're going to love it because it does sound like an amazing middle grade read. And from Shelf Love Crate, because I'm participating in the readathon next month, I have a whole video about that if you want to see that right here. They sent me Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller. This is about a character that is a Viking, and she's like a princess Viking or something, and then her coming of age like trial, because they all have to go through like this trial, gets sabotaged, or her father like sends her to this other island. Yes, and her quest is to win back her honor. She must kill the oppressive god who claims tribute from the villages each year or die trying. And it says, how do you kill a god? So it sounds interesting. I know she wrote Daughter of the Pirate King, which I have not read, so I don't know, but I'm hoping to love this one. My last two books are my Book of the Month books, the first one being Normal People by Sally Rooney. This is basically about two characters that meet in high school. One's popular, the other is not, but somehow they always have like a secret friendship, and then they go to college together and the roles kind of reverse when the girl gets popular and the guy does not. And basically they always have a stake in each other's lives no matter what is going on. So I think it's about a friendship, maybe a romantic relationship further down, I'm not sure, and about their life going through it. I've heard mixed things about this one, but it's really intriguing to me. I love reading about like a lifelong friendship or romantic relationship to see how much it changes in that time. The other one is All That You've Left Behind by Erin Lee Carr. This is a memoir. This is a memoir type of book. I don't know why I picked it, because now looking back on this, I probably won't read it. It's about David Carr, who is a recovering addict, and he's a best-selling author. And basically, I think he finds his dad's writings, and it says, all that you left behind is a poignant coming-of-age story that offers a raw and honest glimpse into the multi-layered relationship between daughter and father. So, I don't know if I'm going to read this. I don't know. I just really don't know. So, I don't know why I picked it. I'm kind of beating myself up for it, but either way, that's my Book of the Month picks. There you have it. That was my April book haul. A lot of books. Again, I'm super grateful to all the publishers and book boxes who sent me their books. I'm forever grateful, as I will always say. If you've heard of any of these books, please let me know down in the comments what you think about them, which ones I would like, which ones I wouldn't like. I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.